Hi everyone, it's Rain here from Rain's Kitchen and Garden. I'm out in my garden today. I'm going to be building some raised beds because I decided I wanted to make a lettuce box and an herb box. My seedlings did not work out very well in the window, and when I tried to transplant them outside, they all died. I'm so upset about that. So I brought out all of my seeds. I'm planting a whole bunch of different lettuces. I have a list here. It's going to be Buttercrunch, Black-Seeded Simpson, some spinach, some Little Gem, that's lettuce, some Buckley lettuce, and something called Red Salad Bowl. I'm also going to plant some greens like corn salad and miner's lettuce and what's the other one? Mustard seed, I think. And for my herbs, I'm going to be planting cilantro, chives, basil, parsley, and oregano. I brought out the big guns today. I've got this insect repellent with DEET on it. I can't stand being bitten anymore. I decided to torture myself this morning and count my bites. Deer flies, black flies, mosquitoes. I stopped at 30. It was so gross. Anyway, I've got this out for my head just in case, but I hope I don't have to use it. So I'm going to be building 2 raised beds here. And the big one is going to be for the lettuces and the small one is going to be for the herbs. I can't wait to start, so let's begin. I have never bought any lumber for my raised beds yet. When I moved here in 2020, the basement was filled with stuff and a lot of it was old lumber, little pieces that didn't match or whatever, but they were perfect for raised beds. I don't think they're treated lumber, they're just regular lumber, and so far they've lasted. This is the 3rd season, so I just wanted to show you. These are all the little pieces of the lumber that I found, and I've got my drill out and some screws, and I'm going to put those together. First one's done. When I was looking for pieces of lumber to fit, properly on each side, I couldn't find one that was long enough for the lettuce bed. So I took 2 pieces and I'm missing like an inch. So I just have another kind of thin piece here that I'm going to put on top to reinforce it and keep it together. And it'll also bring it up to the size of the other board because this board here, it's a little lower. I think I need a longer screw for this one. Try a longer screw. All right, let's try that again. That works. As long as I don't drill it in straight, I don't want, the end of the drill of the screw to like stick out, because if I'm gardening, I might poke myself. So I always do it like this, sort of at an angle instead of straight in. All right, the 2 beds are done. As you can see, I've put some cardboard at the bottom, and that's hopefully to keep the weeds away. And now I'm going to fill this with bags of soil. I have some soil that's mixed with a little bit of compost and a little bit of peat moss. So I'm going to pour that into the raised beds and I'm going to plant my seeds. Lettuces and herbs actually only need about 6 inches of soil for the roots to develop. They don't have to have like really tall raised beds. You just need 5 to 6 inches and that's it. This soil is funky. It sure smells. The next step is to install the hoops. Now, in my last video on hoop houses, I still haven't figured out what the name of this thing is, but basically those PVC pipes fit perfectly into these to hold them in place. And I reused these that I had on some of my other raised beds. They were so hard to get out because the beds are covered with dirt. So I decided I'm putting them on the outside of the raised bed this time instead of the inside. This is big, so I'm going to put 3 hoops here and 2 hoops into the herb bed. Well, my hoops are done. I'm really happy. They're very sturdy. I'm so glad I decided to put those little round thingies on the outside. It's going to make it so much easier if I want to take them off and use them in another bed. The next thing to do before I plant seeds is to get the row cover ready. I want to get it all measured out and so that it basically floats over the hoops. It's called a floating row cover. It's a very thin fabric. See? There are different ratings for row covers. I bought the one that's rated 15. The one that's rated 15, there is no frost protection, but 90% of the light can get through the row cover. Air and rain can also fall through the row cover, so there's no issue there. It's just to protect the plants from at the beginning, to protect them, the seedlings, from maybe a heavy rainfall or wind, and then later on to protect them from bugs and to protect the lettuces, especially from the harsh sun. Spinach and some lettuces like a little bit of shade. So I'm going to be planting my seeds after I get the row covers done. Well, I've planned where everything is going. I put my seed packages where I want them. I've written down what is going in what place so that I know when things start to grow. Now it's just a matter of planting seeds, giving them a good watering, and then putting the row covers on and keeping my fingers crossed. Before I put the row covers on, I wanted to show you something. I want to show you this little doohickey here. This is actually called a J-strap, and I know it's called a J-strap and not a thingy because I kept the packaging. It's a J-strap, and I know I bought these many, many years ago, probably about 5 years ago, and I just found them in my basement. I used them 5 years ago to clip on top of this PVC tubing to hold the row covers on top. Look, it just clips right on top and it holds the row cover in place, because I usually just use rocks, stones that I found around my land to hold the row cover down on the side. But I found these come in very handy to hold them on the top so that they don't droop if there's heavy rain. They really do come in handy. I don't know if they're meant for this, but I'm so glad that I found them. I just realized as I was putting together the hoop houses that this hoop here is not necessary because I attached the two, you see, I attached the two beds together. I didn't need to put that hoop on there. So I really only needed to use 4. And I wanted to make sure I told you, because I think I forgot earlier, that this is PVC tubing. It's very inexpensive, and people buy that to make their hoop houses. You can buy it at any hardware store, and it works perfectly to make the hoop houses. Well, my hoop house is done. I'm really happy that I got this done today, because I was really upset that all of my lettuce and herb seedlings weren't doing very well. In fact, most of them died. So I'm just going to leave the hoop house as is. It's going to get enough sun, it's going to get enough rain, and maybe in about a month or so, I'll give you an update and we'll look under there and see what's going on. That's it for today, my friends. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I love reading your comments, so please leave me a comment too. It may take me a while to get back to you, but I try to answer every single one of them. Thanks again for watching. My name is Rain. This is Rain's Kitchen and Garden. I'll see you next time. Bye.